Since I have so much family in town, we're gonna let them take you guys through the exhibit and talk about what's important to them and what memories they have.
Hi, I'm Marisa Wayne, and I'm here at the John Wayne exhibit, and I hated driving with him. It was scary, but I think it really meant a lot to him when he was recognized by his peers.
The winner is John Wayne.
And I'm like, I hit the ball. And I turn around and my dad is just like, boom, falls back, blood coming out of his head. If I had hit him here, the doctor said that I would have probably killed him. Hi, I'm Marisa Wayne, and I'm here at the John Wayne exhibit in Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm here today to share with you some of my favorite things about the exhibit and personal. My mom is Pilar Wayne, Pilar Payete, and they met while my mom was an actress in Peru and she was filming a movie down in the jungle in the Amazon, and somehow my dad found his way on set, and after they had wrapped for the day, they were all eating dinner, and my mom loved to play guitar, and she didn't just play the guitar, she would like hit it and scratch her nails on it, and you can see it's a little banged up. We had it restored, but she was a beautiful musician and sang from Lima, so in Spanish. So I grew up with her beautiful songs, and they ran into each other about a year after they met in Peru, and they were in Los Angeles. He said, I remember you, you played guitar, please have dinner with me tonight. And prior to their first date, he sent her this beautiful 1954 Martin guitar, and we still have it. And somehow through the years, I love music and my mom gave it to me, and so I have it on loan here at the exhibit. But it came in this beautiful case, and it smells rich and it sounds rich, and it's small, so it's easy. I have small hands, it's easy to play, and it just sounds beautiful, especially when other people play it, not when I do. But she still, to this day, she plays, she's 95 now, and she has a guitar, and it has nylon strings. She likes more the classical flamenco guitar. But we're really proud to have it here and share it with the people that come to visit the exhibit. So come check it out. So up next is a boat that I grew up on, and still every time I dream about my dad, we are on the boat. We spent so much time when he wasn't working going to Catalina on the weekends. We'd go down to Mexico, and then in the summer we'd spend all summer on the boat. We'd meet in Seattle, and we would go up through British Columbia and Alaska, and we'd salmon fish and trout fish, play cards, games, and really special times on the boat. She was a 136-foot converted minesweeper and very elegant. I mean, you can see this model in the photo behind me, just such a beautiful boat. She's still in Newport Harbor right now. They're using her as a charter. They've modified her a little bit to accommodate the wedding parties and everything, but just beautiful, great memories, so active, water skiing, going on boat rides, jumping off the top deck. Actually, my brother and I can't believe my parents let me do this. So when we were underway, you know, the bow goes up, and then it comes down. I must have been 4, my brother Ethan was probably 8, maybe we're a little bit older. We'd go up to the bow, and when the ship would rise, the bow would rise, we would jump, and then the bow would go down, and we just thought that was so much fun. I don't think I would let my kids do that today. Got into innocent fun trouble. 4th of July, fireworks, roasting marshmallows. My dad would love to grill steak or catch lobster and crab, salmon, and have his friends just have very active days going ashore and hiking and shopping and doing lots of activities. And then when the sun went down, we had a little cannon, and he'd stuff the cannon and light it, and boom, make a huge loud pop, and then the cocktails would pour for them, and Frank Sinatra would come on, and the Mills Brothers would come on, and Dean Martin would, you know, they'd be playing all their music, and they'd have cocktails and dinner and play chess and bridge until the wee hours of the night. It was a lot of fun. You can actually see on the other wall a picture of my dad and I and a polar bear when we were in Alaska on one of the trips. Again, another fun reason to come check out the exhibit next time you're in Fort Worth. Okay, this is really fun. We are in the part of the exhibit where it's our ranch, the 26-bar ranch that we had in Arizona. And this was the station wagon that we have on loan from Alice Johnson. And these are the station wagons that my dad used to drive. And he would have the top raised because he was very tall, but short legs, long body, kind of like me. I mean, just very long body. And so he couldn't wear his cowboy hat. And they had the same guy that did the Batmobiles would raise his roof so that he could get in. And you can see here, there's a picture of me. He loved driving, and I hated driving with him. It was scary. He loved going on these S-curves, and I'd be in the back. He didn't wear seat belts or car seats or anything, and I just remember sliding from one side of the car to the other side of the car, and then he'd come to a red light and he'd go, whoa, like it was a horse, and he'd put his foot on the brake and the car would come to a stop. Anyway, I loved those days, and he'd take me to my tennis lessons and school and pick me up from school, and we'd go across the Balboa Island ferry to the fun zone, and we'd play on the bumper cars and get Orange Julius, and there was always a snack or a treat or a donut or something involved when we'd go for the car ride. But this was the one that they had on the ranch, and we had a cattle ranch in Arizona, raised Herefords. This is our new 26 bar line of clothing that we have here on display right now. But we would go every Thanksgiving, and it was one of the only times during the year our whole family would get together. So I had 4 older siblings that already were having kids. Some of them were my age, some a little younger, some a little bit older, and we would take over this hotel in Casa Grande, Arizona, and we'd get on the golf carts and we'd play chase on the elevators and in the stairwells, and just, you know, again, just innocent fun for a whole bunch of kids that didn't get to see each other more than a couple times a year. And you'll hear from Anita, or if you haven't heard from her already, she had 8 siblings. My other brother had 5 children. My other brother had 3 children. My sister had 5 children. So there were a lot of kids, and it was mayhem, but it was so much fun. And that's also where I discovered room service, when you could call the hotel and they would bring toast and chocolate milk to your room. Just really, really fun days. So here we are in the room where there's lots of his wardrobe on display, and the famous eye patch from True Grit. And you can see it covered his eye, but there was a little bit of mesh so he could actually see through it. And this one looks little. This one looks like it was probably the one from True Grit. When I was on set with him in Oregon, he had a day off when he was shooting Rooster Cogburn with Katharine Hepburn, and he decided to take me golfing. So we're staying at Sun River and walked out of our beautiful home that we were renting right onto the golf course, and I thought I had pretty good hand-eye. I'm a tennis player, you know, and I'd swing and the ball would still be there, and I'd swing and the ball would still be there. And Ethan was over on the next tee, and my dad came around me. He's like, okay, you know, you gotta watch the ball and don't take your eyes off the ball, and you can tell I'm still not a good golfer. And so I swing and I hit something, and I'm like, I hit the ball, and I look down, I'm like, wait, the ball is still there. And I turn around and my dad is just like, boom, falls back, blood coming out of his head. And I'm screaming and I'm so scared. I hit him here. And if I had hit him here, the doctor said that I would have probably killed him in the temple because it was such a strong swing. He gets better, he gets home, he starts joking around with me. Instead of calling me sweetheart or darling, my nickname for the rest of his life was 9 Iron. Hey, 9 Iron, clean your room, 9 Iron this, 9 Iron that. And rumor has it that they had to design the patch. They were very grateful that I hit him in the same eye that he wore the patch in, and they had to make it a little bit bigger to cover the dent that I left in his head the rest of his life. Sorry, Dad, but thank you for being so cool about it. Okay, so here is the Oscar that he won for Best Actor for his role in True Grit playing Rooster Cogburn. And we have the video in another room in the exhibit of his acceptance. Barbra Streisand presented him with the award, and he was touched and he teared up.
If I'd have known that, I'd have put that patch on 35 years earlier.
And he was always very, I would say, Dad, are you going to win the Oscar for this one? Or are you going to win the Oscar for that one? Every time he would do a new movie, and he'd be like, you know, you just never know, but I don't do it because of that. I do it because I really love these stories and I love my fans, and, you know, maybe one day. And he kind of played it off, but I think it really meant a lot to him when he was recognized by his peers, and he finally won this Oscar later in his life. A couple years later, we went to the Oscars together. It was the last time he was there when he presented the Best Picture Oscar.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Wayne.
And he was very sick, he was very thin, but I think he wanted to go and have a farewell. And he loved the movie Heaven Can Wait. And everybody was saying Warren Beatty, and he's like, no, it's Warren Beatty. I might have that confused, but I think it's Warren Beatty, and he was practicing Warren Beatty, Warren Beatty, Warren Beatty. And we're backstage, and I'm 12, 13 years old, sitting, he shared a dressing room that night with Cary Grant and Laurence Olivier, and I really had no idea who they were at that time, and now I'm so grateful that I got a chance. They were so lovely and such nice gentlemen. And so we're all sitting there, and we're watching him on the monitor, and he's announcing the films, and he says, and Heaven Can Wait with Warner Beatty.
Heaven Can Wait, Dogwood Productions, Paramount. Warner Beatty, producer.
And I was like, oh no, he said Warner. And you could see, I think they flashed to Warren Beatty's face, and he was just like, you know, he doesn't even know my name, but he really did love that movie, and he loved Warren Beatty. So I hope this story gets back to Warren Beatty, and he knew very well who you were, and he was rooting for you. And I don't believe that movie won that night, but we watched that one quite a few times. Really nice memory, and then shortly after that he passed away, but he got to say goodbye to his friends in the industry and, you know, basically the world that evening. Okay, so that wraps it up for us here tonight. I implore you to come check out the John Wayne American Experience. If you're ever in Texas, or if you just need a place to figure out a fun vacation, come down here, bring your family. Fort Worth, Texas is an amazing place. They're so hospitable, lots of fun, great food, lots of activities, and the John Wayne American Experience is here waiting for you. A piece of history, a piece of Americana. You truly learn about the man, the career, but also the man behind the career, the patriot, the friend, the father, and the communicator. There's so much correspondence here, whether it's a fan or a president. He loved to write, he loved to correspond. He was so sharp, so smart, so witty, and again, just loved his family, loved country, loved God, loved Texas, and we're very proud to be here. So please come and see us whenever you can.